I walked into my own house and froze. The bedroom door wasn't even closed. I could hear them. Her laugh, low, breathless. His voice, arrogant, taunting. My brother's. I stepped forward, silent. The scene burned into me, my wife tangled in sheets that still smelled of me, his hand gripping her like he owned her. He turned, saw me standing there, and he smirked. That smirk, like he had won. I didn't shout, I didn't throw punches, I just looked at him and said, calm and measured, "I just sent your wife a video of you two." For the first time, I watched that smirk fall from his face. I grew up protecting him, my younger brother. Every fight in school, every scraped knee, I was there. Blood runs deep, I used to believe. When I married, he stood beside me as my best man. I trusted him with everything, even the spare key to my house. He would come over for barbecues, crack jokes with my wife, play the role of family. I thought it was brotherhood. I thought it was loyalty. Turns out, he had been rehearsing betrayal right under my nose. It started small, a glance that lingered too long, a sudden hush when I walked into the room. She began working late, and he started dropping by when I wasn't home. I told myself I was paranoid, that love doesn't betray, that blood doesn't turn on blood. Until one night, her phone buzzed while she showered. The name was hidden, just a number, but the words weren't. See you tomorrow. Same bed, same time. I didn't confront her, I didn't confront him, not yet. My pain crystallized into silence. My silence became strategy. I bought a small camera, tucked it into the corner of our bedroom. A week later, I had hours of footage. Her eyes closing in pleasure. His laugh. My brother's face above her in my bed. I watched every second, not because I needed proof, but because I needed to burn away whatever love remained in me. By the end, I felt nothing but clarity. Next came preparation. I created a secure folder, backed up the files. I contacted his wife, sweet, devoted woman, still believing she had a faithful husband. I didn't tell her yet. Timing mattered. I moved money, shifted accounts, secured my assets. If this house was going to burn, I wouldn't be caught inside. I waited, quiet, smiling when they smiled at me, acting the fool. Then came the perfect moment. I told my wife I had a last-minute work trip, 3 days away. She kissed me goodbye at the airport, not knowing I never boarded that plane. I drove back, parked 2 streets away, walked into my own home at midnight. The camera was still rolling. The room still smelled of betrayal. I let him see me. I let him smirk. And then I cut his world in half with one sentence. I just sent your wife a video of you two. He went pale first, then red. The arrogance drained into panic. You didn't, he stammered, grabbing his pants, fumbling with his phone. His hands shook as he tried to call her. Too late. I'd scheduled it. 10 minutes before I stepped into the room, the files were delivered. His wife was watching. She called. I heard her voice screaming through his speaker, raw, broken, venomous. His face twisted, frantic, because this wasn't just lust. It was the destruction of his family, his reputation, his life. My wife sat there frozen, sheet clutched to her chest, realizing she wasn't just exposed, she was disposable. She begged me to listen, to forgive. Her tears didn't touch me. I looked at her once and said, "You made my home your stage. Now live with the audience." Word spread fast. His wife left him the next morning, took the kids, cleaned out their accounts. Our parents found out within days, her doing, not mine. She wanted everyone to know how rotten he was. At family dinners, his chair sat empty. his name unspoken. As for my wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, I didn't shout, didn't curse. I filed the papers, cited the evidence. She fought, of course, claimed I was heartless. But the footage shut her mouth in court. I walked away with my dignity, my savings, and the truth on my side. She walked away with nothing but shame. The last time I saw him was in a parking lot months later. He looked older, hollow, like the smirk had been carved out of him. He tried to talk, to explain, to say it just happened. I stood there, calm. I leaned in and whispered, "You thought you had me beaten. But the difference between us is simple. I think before I strike." And I left him standing there, a man gutted by his own choices. Betrayal doesn't break you. It reshapes you. It sharpens your edges, teaches you patience, shows you the cost of trust. I loved them once, that's true. But love is not blind, not anymore. I gave them enough rope, and they hung themselves. All I did was pull the chair. Now, when I close my eyes, I don't see the moment I walked in. I see his face when the smirk vanished. That was the moment I knew I'd won, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.